نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dearest and most respected viewers, brothers and sisters, in this blessed month of Ramadan, it is important for us to think about the poor, unprivileged, destitute and needy in our society, in our communities, and around the world. At the same time, the globe is affected by a widespread pandemic, emergency, which has disproportionately affected the poor, destitute and needy. And perhaps if an economic recession hits us, this will further the damage upon the unprivileged in our societies. For this reason, I find it right that we study the ethics of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and the teachings of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, regarding feeding the poor, destitute and the needy. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he mentions a beautiful story of the Ahl-ul-Bayt. Sayyidina Imam Hassan and Sayyidina Imam Hussein alayhimus salam, when they were children, they fell ill. And the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, ordered Sayyidina Ali al-Murtada and Sayyida Fatimatu Zahra radiallahu anhuma wa alayhimus salam to keep a vow to fast for 3 days if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cure the Hassanain Karimain. And so that happened, and they kept 3 fasts. So on the first day of the fast, they had prepared bread, which due to not having enough resources, they had borrowed from a Jewish merchant and lender, Shimon. And just as they were about to open their fast on the first day, someone knocked on the door. And Sayyidina Ali al-Murtada radiallahu anhu, he went to the door and found that there was a needy, a destitute, a poor person who asked, Ya Ali, please give me your food and Allah should give you food from paradise. And without any hesitation, Sayyidina Ali went to the house, took the bread, whatever food was there, and he gave it to the poor person. And similarly on the next day, just as Sayyida Fatima and Sayyida Ali al-Murtada were about to open their fast, someone knocked on the door. And this time it was an orphan who said, Oh Ali, please give me your food. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shall give you food from paradise. And without any hesitation, Sayyidina Ali al-Murtada gave the orphan the food. And the Ahl-ul-Bayt alayhimus salam opened their fast with water. On the 3rd day, again, as it was the time of iftar, somebody knocked. And Sayyidina Ali opened the door. And this time, it was a prisoner of war. And the prisoner of war demanded that Sayyidina Ali give him some food, some provisions. And without any hesitation again this time, Sayyidina Ali gave him whatever he had. Sayyidina Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, they went pale, they were very hungry, and the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, saw them in this condition. He alayhi salatu wasalam became very worried. He also saw Sayyida Fatimatu Zahra radiallahu anha in this condition, and he became worried. But it is at this time that glad tidings came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sayyidina Jibreel with glad tidings and congratulations to the Holy Prophet that, O noble Prophet, what a family you have, a noble and generous family, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed a verse in their praise of Surah Al-Insan. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ويطعمون الطعام على حبه. And they give their own food in deep love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. مسكينا ويتيما وأسيرا. On the first day to the needy, on the second day to the orphan, and on the third to the prisoner of war. إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. And they say, we fed the needy, the orphan and the prisoner out of sacrifice despite their own and need for it. And we are feeding you only to please Allah. We do not seek any compensation or reward or any thanks. So here we see the noble and the generous family of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, supporting the destitute, the needy, the orphans, without any demand for compensation or gratitude in this world. And they helped through charitable donations for the love of Allah and the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this way, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, it's reported by Sayyidina Abdullah bin Amr radiyallahu anhu, the man asked the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, what kind of action in Islam is the best? And the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, replied, the best action in Islam is that you serve food and recite the salutation of peace to someone whether you know him or you do not know him. And this is reported by Al-Bukhari and Muslim. So here we see the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, alluding to one of the most fundamental ethics and morals in Islam, that we give charity, we donate, we share our resources, our food and provisions with the destitute and needy, regardless of whether we know them or not. In this time of need and desperation, it's important for us as communities, as a society, to help each other, regardless of whether we know each other or not. And it's important for us to understand this basic principle and ethic that our faith teaches us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our acts of devotion and charity in this month of Ramadan. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cure all those who have suffered from this pandemic and virus. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.